Okay, so the Oscar nominations were just announced earlier, and there has been so much controversy over the snubs of Greta Gerwig, Best Director, and Margot Robbie for Best Actress. Let me explain these really quick. All this controversy to me makes no absolute sense. Like, as someone who has watched the Oscars for so long and has seen a plethora of the films nominated, almost all of them. The only film I have not seen yet, surprisingly, is American Fiction. Out of all the films nominated for Best Picture, that is the only one I have not seen yet, and I've heard great things about Cord Jefferson's directing there, so we'll just exclude him, even though he is always in the conversation. Now, hear me out. Greta Gerwig getting snubbed. Did she do a fantastic job directing Barbie? Yes, no doubt about it. Was she maybe the number 6 spot? Yes, possibly. Personally, probably not. She'd probably be like my number 10 spot, honestly. Greta Gerwig would be my number 10 spot. Even of an all-female directed group, just that. Greta Gerwig might be my number 4. I don't think she'd make my top 3 for Barbie. I love Barbie. I thought it was a solid 9 out of 10. I thought Barbie was a fantastic film. Greta Gerwig's directing would be the 4th best for a female director, in my opinion, of 2023. I'll give my whole list. Number 5, Sofia Coppola for Priscilla. 4, Greta Gerwig, Barbie. 3 would be Emerald Fennell, Saltburn. I think the directing, say what you want about the film, but the directing of Saltburn was superior to Barbie. That's my opinion. Number 2, Celine Song, Past Lives. Why are people not talking about this snub? Yeah, Barbie was the most popular film of the year, but like Past Lives was easily the biggest female director snub. Number 1, not even close, the one nominated, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall. Yeah, why aren't people celebrating Trier's nomination? They're all like scrolling through Instagram earlier today, I would just see so many people, it's all men and all this stuff. I'm like, Justine Triet literally got nominated. It's obviously not if Justine Triet got nominated. Now, if my personal number 6 for directing as a whole, who would be Alexander Payne for The Holdovers, if he got in over Triet, which I honestly was predicting to happen, because of the BAFTAs, if he got in, then sure, you can make the claim for Best Director, but Justine Triet literally got in. Now, I'm not saying, Greta Gerwig never should ever get in for Barbie or anything. No, personally, I think Barbie was, out of her 3 main films, Barbie was the least well-directed, in my opinion. Lady Bird and Little Women were just so well done. And Little Women, in my opinion, is her best work. And if 2023 was a stacked year, no doubt about it. 2023 was a stacked year. And for a long time, I was like, how did Greta Gerwig not get nominated in 2019 for Little Women? Again, one of the best years in cinema was 2019. You can't really deny, that lineup. Sure, you might be able to arguably take out one, but that was 1917, Parasite, Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and The Irishman. Who are you going to take out? And even then, you have to add in everyone else. Ford v. Ferrari, for example, also being a potential nomination. Those are just off the top of my head. I think those are right. If not, oh well. But then Marriage Story, another one. Or what other films were even nominated? Uncut Gems, The Lighthouse, Midsummer. So, that's 2019. You have to consider the lineups. You can't just say people are snubbed because they are. You have to look at the lineups. I mean, even let's look at this year's director list. We have Christopher Nolan and his best directed film yet, I Will Stand By, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, it's Martin Scorsese. He's the best living director right now. Yorgos Lanthimos, he was a lock. Anyone who says he's not, he was a lock. Those 3 were without question getting in no matter what. No matter what, those 3 were getting in. So then you have the remaining 2 spots. Those are Justine Triet and Jonathan Glazer. Go watch those films. Please go watch them. If you say they're not well directed, I will be confused. Because in my opinion, I thought the Oscars went 5 for 5, best of the year, easy. I fully agree with the nominations. 100%. Personally, Yorgos Lanthimos would be my number 5. But, like, he'd be the one you could argue. But I think Jonathan Glazer and Justine Triet fully deserve nominations. 100%. Nolan, Scorsese, of course they did. They were the two best, in my opinion. Now that we got that covered, in my opinion, Yorgos was number 5. Yorgos Lanthimos. Who would be after? Celine Song, Past Lives, could have gotten in. Alexander Payne, The Holdovers, Bradley Cooper, Maestro. Now, I have to throw in Cord Jefferson for American Fiction. Personally, haven't seen it, but everyone's praising his directing as well as the screenplay. So I'm like, always got to consider it. And then, I know it didn't do anything at the Oscars, but personally, Emerald Fennell, Saltburn. I thought Saltburn was a very well-directed film. Very well-directed. And all of that against Barbie, who are you taking out in the best director race? Oh, for Greta Gerwig. Now, Little Women, I would understand if you took out Todd Phillips for Joker. I'd understand that fully. But Tarantino or Scorsese or anyone else for that year, I wouldn't understand. This year was a perfect lineup. And as someone who religiously looks at the Oscars as a movie geek and nerd and all that, this is quite possibly the best director lineup of the century, and I'm not even joking. I have watched so many Oscar-nominated films, and I have looked at so many lineups, and best director being one of them. This could be the greatest best director lineup ever. Like, as a lineup, each one of them is deserving of the Oscar. But, in my opinion, Oppenheimer is the clear best. Now, you can say, oh, what about, like, when The Godfather's there? This is not about individual films. It's about the lineups as a whole, the 5. I don't see any other lineup really coming close to this. Like, go look and watch all of those films, like, for best director. This is the best lineup, best director. Like, you could argue ever. This is a phenomenal lineup. Why are people so mad about it? Because Barbie is just so popular and they wanted to see her get nominated. Well, she did get nominated for screenplay. She got nominated for screenplay, okay? She got a nomination. People are acting like she was given nothing. She got a nomination, okay? For screenplay. Yeah, I personally, Greta Gerwig would not make the top 5. I guess you could argue Yorgos Lanthimos, but even then, Poor Things, just better. He was just better. Same with Payne, and same with Celine Song, same with Bradley Cooper, Emerald Fennell. All of them were just better. There's nothing against Greta Gerwig, nothing against Barbie. Barbie was a huge success at the Oscars. America Ferrera literally got in. Why are people comparing Ryan Gosling getting in and taking out Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie when America Ferrera literally got in? Like, that makes no sense at all. And America Ferrera, in my opinion, was way lesser of a performer. Like, she was great, but she had like one scene where she was really great. Everything else was just, it was okay. Margot Robbie was way better, but we're getting to Margot Robbie. Yeah, Margot Robbie. I'll make this one plain and simple. Annette Bening shouldn't have been nominated, in my opinion. She was good, but it should have been Greta Lee for Past Lives. Put Greta Lee in for Past Lives, that lineup would have been my 5. Margot Robbie was great. She was great. She really was. But, again, she just didn't make it. Like, can people just not accept that part? They just didn't make it. And, okay, let's look at other competition outside of Fantasia Barrino, The Color Purple. Pretty big competitor. And then, personally, I would have loved to see Teyana Taylor for 1001 come in. That would have been awesome to see. But, of course, that wasn't happening. So, yeah, like, everyone knew the 4, Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, Carey Mulligan. Everyone knew those 4 were getting in, obviously. None of them 4 were missing. Now, it was that 5th spot between Annette Bening, Margot Robbie, Greta Lee. Annette Bening ultimately got it. Margot Robbie was obviously the popular choice if it's not obvious already. But I think Greta Lee deserved it more than both of them. Greta Lee gave a phenomenal performance in Past Lives and definitely deserved it over Robbie and Bening. But then again, Robbie still got a nomination as a producer on Barbie for Best Picture. So, there's that. Anything else? Like, the whole Ryan Gosling thing, Gosling was the best performance in the film. Gosling somehow did everything he did and didn't make it cringy. That is the most impressive thing about the film, in my opinion. Like, when you go back and rewatch Barbie, I don't know how any actor can do what he did and not make it super cringy. But he did it. Now, I'm not saying Greta Gerwig is a bad director by any means, or Margot Robbie is a bad actress by any means. Both easily make the top 10 in their respective categories. They just didn't make it. They just didn't make the top 5. Nothing against either of them. Margot Robbie should have been nominated for Babylon for Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress for The Wolf of Wall Street. She should have both nominations for those. Greta Gerwig, in my opinion, should have been nominated for Best Director for Little Women over Todd Phillips for Joker. I love Joker, but like Little Women's just a hair over it, in my opinion. Those are just my opinions. But with Barbie, they just don't make it. That is the greatest Best Director lineup I have ever seen as a lineup. Best Actress, Margot Robbie just didn't make it. And even if you went with the next best choice, Greta Lee was just still just the better performance. Those are my thoughts on the matter. Let me know yours down below. I just think everyone's going crazy for nothing really. Like the Oscars, I love the Oscars, but you just have to understand them. And don't make claims that someone was snubbed without actually watching all the films nominated. It just gets tiring. Don't say, oh, this person was snubbed. How did they not win? How did they not get nominated? Without actually watching what did win and what did get nominated. Barbie could still get screen... Like, you know how everyone's like, oh my goodness, Greta Gerwig missing Best Director? That's how I felt when I saw Killers of the Flower Moon miss Screenplay. But guess what? It got in Director. So, like, Killers of the Flower Moon misses Screenplay, but makes Director. Barbie makes Screenplay, but misses Director. It's the same scenario. And then, Margot Robbie misses Best Actress, okay? Leonardo DiCaprio misses Best Actor, okay? 2 other acting nominations. Same thing. Killers of the Flower Moon and Barbie are on the same level there. Killers just got a little bit more nominations overall, because it was the objectively better film. But, like, come on. And, like, I genuinely wonder how many people saw, oh, Barbie... Because I was looking on Instagram, for example. So many people were like, oh, it's the men. Men hate women, obviously. That's why Margot Robbie wasn't nominated in the category specifically made for women. Because men, obviously. Like, no other possible reason other than she just didn't make it. In the category specifically made for women. Yeah, because that makes sense. And then, additionally... Greta Gerwig, Justine Triet, come on. Both nominations that people are complaining about, Barbie missing, Anatomy of a Fall made. And that it's only because Barbie was the biggest film of the year. But Anatomy of a Fall was the superior film and is the bigger Oscar film and was the better film and deserved Best Director over Greta Gerwig and deserved Best Screenplay nomination, Best Actress nomination, Best Picture. Everything people are complaining about for Barbie and type of film, Anatomy of a Fall did it. Like, come on, it was just way more serious. So let me know your thoughts down below. I'm done ranting. I think people are overreacting to this without actually watching the films. Like, who would you take out, please, for Best Director? I genuinely wonder. Again, no hate for the people individually. Greta Gerwig is a fantastic director. One of my favorites. Could go down as one of the best. Because she's made 3. I mean, look at Martin Scorsese's first 3 movies. I prefer Gerwig's first 3 right now. Look at Nolan. Okay, take that back, Memento. But, like, compare Martin Scorsese to Greta Gerwig. First 3 movies. Greta Gerwig's first 3 were better. Though you don't know how many films she's actually going to direct. And she could have her best film already. So, those are just my thoughts on the matter right now. Margot Robbie is a phenomenal actress. Greta Gerwig is a phenomenal director. They just didn't make it because they didn't. It wasn't due to any patriarchy trying to... and then proving Barbie's point. But, no, they just didn't make it. America Ferrera's nomination literally proves that. They just didn't make it. They just weren't top 5. I guess people just can't accept that. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.